Good morning, I'm Christine Weber with the Metairie Area Chamber of Commerce, and today we're in the Doghouse with Whitney and our little new star, Yeti, right here. So, hi Whitney.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing today?
It's great.
So let's talk about what made you create in the Doghouse.
Well, we started the business about 16 years ago, and at the time there really weren't dog daycares in Northeast Ohio. It was a new idea, and we felt that there was a better option for places to keep our dogs. And at the time I was a consultant working downtown, and I was...
In a dog,
No,
healthy related, right?
In business.
In business,
business for a
okay.
consulting firm.
Okay.
And, but at the same time, I didn't have children. And I had a dog, and I worked with our local community in Lakewood to build a Lakewood dog park. And I realized that there were a lot of dog owners like me that didn't want to stick their dog in a kennel all day, but wanted a place where they could be socialized and play and supervised, and then only be put in an enclosure or a suite at night. So we started in the Doghouse. We have a location in Lakewood, and then in November we opened the Mentor location.
So, how did the idea come though? Were you just sitting around one day thinking?
Well, they had this type of thing in California and Colorado.
Okay.
So in progressive states, they had options for pets, and the industry has moved from when I was a kid, and dogs were mostly outside, and you bring them in, and
right.
People didn't really think about where they were going to board their pets. And I had this Mastiff at the time, and I couldn't get any of my friends to take my dog for a week. And my option was a traditional kennel where he would be stuck in a cage all day. And I knew there had to be a better option. So we decided to create in the Doghouse.
Well, that's a great idea. I'm not sure I would have thought of it, but that's awesome. I love it. So tell us about the dogs. We have obviously a ton of dogs here, but how do you know they're going to get along? How do you know that this is going to be a good environment for the dog? Like, I could bring my dog in here. I'm not sure my dog would do well. I don't know. So how do you know, and what do you do to make sure that, I know that they do like a little school almost, and they get a little certificate saying they kind of passed. So what's the process? If I were to come in here as a new customer, what's the process, of course, to see if my dog would fit?
So we actually we schedule trial days by appointment, and at that time we would like to see proof of vaccinations, okay? So puppies have to be at least 4 months of age, and dogs do need to be spayed or neutered by 7 months of age because we are a socialized facility. We don't want puppies and all that.
No, and I'm sure your customers don't either.
No, nobody, yes, of course. So they also need to be up to date on their rabies, DHLPP, Bordetella vaccine, and we recommend the H3N2 flu vaccine. And when we come for our trial day, and it's by appointment, we want to take a little extra time with you and your dog. We want to ask you lots of questions. Where has your dog been before? Has your dog been socialized? Have you taken your dog to training? Has your dog ever been to a dog park or a daycare? Do they seem to like other dogs? So we ask you a ton of questions. And we want to set your dog up for success, of course. So when we do start a trial day, we start them in a smaller group. So I will start a dog, depending on the size, in one of our 3 indoor play areas. And I will match them up by size, energy level, play style, and lastly age. So a little dog like Yeti, 25 pounds and under, will start in our small dog area. And I'll introduce him to 1 or 2 dogs to start. And I want to see how he reacts and how polite he is. And, as far as breeding other dogs and play and all of those things. Certainly we have some things that we look for where we think maybe it's not a match. Dogs are pack animals and they like to be together. And so for about 90-some% of our dogs, they're very successful in play. And then dogs that perhaps are maybe aggressive with other dogs, or maybe we recognize that they need additional training and are jumping on top of other dogs, we'll talk to you about that. So no, not every single dog is going to be perfect for daycare, but a lot of dogs really enjoy it. Not just, for boarding where they can play during the day, but also just to come and get tired out and be with other dogs.
Well, and I know people who are not even in the workforce, but they just bring their dogs just to do exactly what you said, just to have socialization. They're home, but they just want their dog to have interaction with other dogs. And I know some of the play areas may not be as safe as an environment, because I know some people aren't as good at dog owners as they should be. So you have to be really careful when you're in different play areas too.
So that's very true. The difference between bringing your dog here versus bringing your dog to a dog park is that a dog park is a public park. It's like taking your kid to a playground. Parents have different roles. Different parents pay attention. Some parents may not vaccinate their kids. Here, we have to make sure that all the dogs are vaccinated. And our staff participates in ongoing education. So we work a lot with them on pack obedience skills. Things like recall, getting a dog to come to you instead of maybe getting into that pile of poop or jumping on that other dog is a great way to redirect. So I talk to them like, think about them like they're little kids. Let's redirect them to another dog to play with instead of getting into trouble. They're also trained to recognize dog communication. Dogs do not communicate verbally like you and I do right now. They communicate by posturing. And the nuances are sometimes pretty minuscule. You have to know when a dog is relaxed and comfortable and playing comfortably and recognizing those play styles so that those dogs are matched up and can play successfully, versus a dog that's perhaps stiff and nervous, or perhaps stiff and maybe crossing that threshold and maybe not going to be kind to another dog, or maybe becoming aggressive. And we certainly want to be proactive versus reactive. So ongoing education for our staff is a big part of who we are.
Now, I know they can come here during the day and, like you said, the dog daycare. Now, do you board any dogs? Like if I was to go on vacation for a week, would you board my dog as well and keep my dog for a week?
Absolutely. And what's very nice about it is we have webcams throughout the building. So we have options for your boarding. And at our facility, they play in daycare during the day, Monday through Friday, except when they're in their enclosures having breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And then they're in their enclosures in the evening. So it's not just an hour of play. It's not a one-on-one thing. This is a truly interactive social experience. And so we have options for boarding. We have traditional enclosures, and then we have suites. And the suites are very nice. They're like little hotel rooms for the dogs. We have two larger ones, which are Morley Mansion and Squire Castle, and they have toddler beds, and they're a little larger, and they're great for companion dogs, or if you just want to spoil your dog. And then we have some medium-sized suites as well, and they all have webcams. We also have cat rooms. So cats can board overnight. They don't play like this, but we give them lots of love, and they have shelves in front of the windows, and they can look outside, and cat trees in the room. So it really is a luxurious option at a competitive price for your pet.
So you keep dogs, you keep cats, do you keep any other, like, I know like people have rabbits and things like, do you get into any of that? Or
in Lakewood, we've kept a bunny.
Okay.
I don't take care of birds.
Okay.
You really have to know a lot about birds, and I really like things to have legs. I'm not going to keep a snake. But, so we do specialize on our small mammals.
I think I agree about the snake thing with you.
Yeah, it's not my thing. Other people can do that. But, dogs and cats are really primarily what we take care of. We also have a pet spa here. So if a dog spends 7 nights with us, they get a free departure bath. Or you can just schedule a grooming. And we have just grooming clients that aren't coming for daycare or boarding, but just need to get a haircut. Yes.
Oh, that's very good. And how many people do you employ? And how many, is there a ratio of dogs to employees? How do you judge that?
Absolutely. So I'm constantly going to industry conferences and talking to consultants in the industry. And best practices are 12 dogs to every one person.
Okay.
And so we really try to maintain that. I have 10 employees here, and currently we have daycare Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays and Sundays we have playtime for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening for our boarding pets.
Okay.
In Lakewood, I have more like 28 employees, and we have daycare on Saturdays. So in the future, as we ramp up the business with clients and employees, We hope to,
Do
be
the same
able
here
to
in
do the same thing and have daycare on Saturdays and grooming on Saturdays. But currently, we have more limited hours on Saturdays and Sundays. Enough time to let the dogs go play and make sure that all the enclosures are clean and everyone's fed and medicated and.
Well, that was going to be my other question. You do, if they are on medication, you guys are able to administer all of that as well?
Yes, we do.
Your employees.
Yes, we do.
Very good.
Yes.
Now, the people that you employ, do they go through a special training prior to, or are they somebody that's already been in the dog business or the animal business? Like, how do you gain employees here?
I will say that is always the hardest part of any business is hiring good people.
Well, we seem to have that as a common problem here in our area.
Every business, right? And I have an excellent team here. So, of course, I'm always interested in people that have some professional animal care experience or basic dog knowledge. But if someone is a hard worker and enthusiastic and willing to be open, we are certainly willing to train. So I have brought back educational materials from industry conferences, videos on dog communication, where they watch them and they take a short quiz afterwards. We have, in the business, I have one of my managers in Lakewood. He is a trainer for pet first aid. So he will be teaching pet first aid and CPR training here.
That's great.
Yes. So we really do work a lot on ongoing education, and I allow a lot of growth, and I hope for a lot of growth in my employees. So as they achieve different skill levels and educational, we hope that they move up from a level 1 to a level 2 to a level 3, assistant manager, all those things. And with those levels become additional opportunities for responsibilities, for skills, for education. And we've kind of built it into our business model over the last 16 years. JC, my manager here, she's awesome.
Ever since when you did your grand opening, I recognized her right away, so I know she's been with you this whole time.
Yes, and she's worked for me for 8 years. She started off as a daycare attendant, level 1. She worked her way up to an assistant manager in Lakewood, to a manager, and now she's our general manager here. So we really do try to promote people within the organization, give them opportunities for growth. And as I said, as we do that, additional educational opportunities. I've taken her to a pet boarding and daycare conference in Hershey. I really try to invest in my people. I think it's really important because my team is what makes us so awesome.
Sure, and it's a reflection on you.
Well, on us.
Yeah,
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
So your husband is in this business with you as well?
This is not his main profession. He does work for another company.
Okay.
But he does help me with QuickBooks. He helps me, with the payroll, more the financial side of things, on the off time.
Yes.
This is my main role, and I'm always working between Lakewood and Mentor and trying to be present and engaged as much as possible. But he's helpful, I will say that.
Well, I just ask because we do have so many women business owners here in Mentor, and we have a lot of husband and wives. We have a lot of family. So I just like to always bring that out because I like to show how many independent people that we have that are not a franchise deal. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just think it's, living here as long as I have, all my life basically, and being in Lake County, it just seems that we all stick together, and it's really important for all of us to do business with others who are independents and try to make them all successful. So we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no, I'm so thrilled to be here, and I will tell you, the people in Mentor are so kind, so generous, so friendly.
It is a friendly place.
It's been really wonderful.
Yeah.
I will say he's an incredibly supportive partner.
That's
what I would say.
Yeah.
A partner in life who has helped me grow and the business grow. So I always say, pick someone who makes you a better person.
And the fact that he supported you when you came up, probably at first he was like thinking it might be a little crazy idea, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
And then, but you've been so successful, and that's fantastic. So.
Yeah, I think he thought it was a little crazy. This is a man that never had a pet growing up, and
he
now he loves it, and I think he's a dog whisperer. So. No, he's been incredibly successful. That first year of business, when I started off in Lakewood and was not bringing home a paycheck, he
thought you were a little
he
crazy for
supported
sure.
our family. And that is the nice thing about the cost of living in Northeast Ohio, though. I think it allows you to be entrepreneurial because you can have a great quality of life, and the cost of living is much more reasonable than, say, the East Coast, where I grew up in Baltimore. And I don't know whether I could have afforded to start the business. Now that the business has been kind of rolling, I knew we could grow it.
Right.
It's less scary, although this was a huge investment.
So, of course. Especially in this building. I mean, all the renovations that you had to make, and just, I mean, that fencing alone, I know how much that cost. So, I mean, just even those little things, it start to add up very quickly.
It's a leap of faith. But I never felt we were going to fail. I felt that this was a need in our community.
I agree.
And that there were pet owners in Menor that needed that option. And that to bring kind of a socialized daycare, socialized boarding, nice pet spa was going to be successful. There's so many dog and cat lovers here.
Well, and we all treat our animals like they're our children. At least
Right.
I know I do, but
Yes.
so and you're right. I mean, even in our own neighborhood, almost every person has some type of animal, and more than likely more than one.
Absolutely.
So I keep reminding my husband that we only have one, and everybody else has like 2 and 3. So trying to get him to get me another one, but I'm not being very successful. So.
Good luck. Just let me know. I'll help you. Yeah.
So what are your hours here?
So Monday through Friday, we're here from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Saturdays and Sundays, we're here from 9 to 11 in the morning and 5 to 7 in the evening.
Okay.
So, and that's our current hours where we're not offering Saturday daycare.
Right.
But we want this dogs still get to play 4 hours on the in the weekends. I mean, that's a better option than anything else around.
No.
I'd like to, as we grow, I'd like to, of course, make that even better.
So that's something for the future for this location will be Saturday hours.
Yes, I mean, I don't want to say it's going to happen next month.
No,
It has a lot to
this is
do
in the
with
future.
finding the right people, growing to the point where our clients are demanding it, and that's what happened in Lakewood.
They needed you.
They wanted us, yeah. They wanted us to be open. They wanted to have, daycare on Saturdays. And they wanted to have more playtime on Saturdays. And we had the team that could support that. So we do it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Any other plans that you have for this location or even your Lakewood location in the future other than trying to expand your Saturday hours? Is there anything else on the horizon that you can think of?
Oh, well, I'd like to offer, grooming on Saturdays. Currently, we're Monday through Friday. We talked about, we have some land kind of in the back underneath the power lines and what we could do with that. Maybe working with a trainer to have training here.
Okay, so that's something you don't currently offer?
No, we don't. And some ways that's good. Some ways I can look at your dog and then give an unbiased opinion and say, we probably need to revisit some training. And these are the trainers I recommend. And I don't really have the skin in the game except that I want your dog to be a better dog.
Right.
So it's very unbiased and fair. On the other hand, I think that clients would love the option to be able to say, hey, I want to bring my dog here. I think you guys really know a lot about animal behavior. And I'd like to also see what training options you have. So that is something that we talk about often. And now that I have someone certified as a pet first aid trainer, we've also talked about opening that up to the community. I think a lot of us would like to know in the case of an emergency, how do we treat our pets? A lot of people want to know, how do you take care of your kid if there was an emergency? But we feel the same way about our dogs and cats. And CPR and emergency pet first aid is something that, I think
that would be very interesting. I'd like to see, if you ever do that, I'd love to just come sit in on that because I think that'd be very interesting to see what you do for pets. I don't know if I would know if my pet got into an emergency. I don't know if I would know exactly what to do.
Well, on the 3rd week of July on a Sunday when we're, between hours, we are having our staff here, go through pet first aid and CPR certification, and they have dog and cat dummies, and they practice and all of those things.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
I love that we have all our little visitors.
I know. They're very interested in what we're doing.
Well, this has been wonderful to be here. Let's take a look around real quick.
Sure.
And we'll take you with us, Yeti, because you have been such a good
Oh,
boy.
man.
So good, so cute.
So this is our main play area, and if you can see through that door, there's a large outdoor play area with pet grass, and this is almost nap time. They tend to lay down between 11 and 12 and 3 and 4. We certainly can give naps to older dogs or dogs that might be recovering from, an injury like an ACL or something like that, or even puppies and brachycephalic breeds give naps. But they tend to lay down at certain times of the day as well.
Yeah, they look like they're worn out. They've been playing hard this morning.
Yeah, they've been here about 4 hours, so they might just need to get a little honey bunnies. Oh, rub my belly. Look at him. Look at my belly. Bowls are disinfected about every half hour to hour. We actually have a chart where we make sure we initial that. We want to make sure it stays as healthy as we possibly can. And the mop, of course, the floors are completely disinfected throughout the day and in the evening.
And you do have an area for them to go outside, I noticed when I was here before.
We actually have 4 separate outdoor play areas, 3 that are adjacent to each of our play areas, and then an additional one in case the dog is boarding with us and, needs to have a separate place to go out. So I can give you a little tour.
Yep, let's go take a look around and see what
as dogs come in, owners and our employees, we hang up their leashes so that they can be collected at the end of the evening. This is our double gate. We have lots of safety protocols in place. And you probably noticed as you walked in the door, there's double gate, double gate, double gate.
Right.
We really want to make sure that this is as safe and secure as absolutely possible.
Right.
And there's webcams, so you should watch your dog play. If you have any questions about, how your dog plays, what we're doing during the day, watch.
Yes.
We encourage you to.
Yes, actually one of my friends brings his 2 dogs here. He does. He'll tell me once in a while what they're doing.
And we have an app for your iPhone or Droid, as well as you can go through your PC and watch them. These are our suites, and you can see that some of them are already set up. So this one even has a little radio on it.
Aww.
And this, I believe, is Kunz Castle. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Lakewood. This is our Morley Mansion. So you can see the dogs have lots of room. There's a webcam.
Oh my God, look at that little bed. That is
And we're happy to put your dog's favorite blankets or beds or toys, anything that smells like home and is going to keep
make them relaxed,
comfortable.
yeah.
Yes. So,
I love the doors even. I mean, it just looks fancier than a crate door or a cage door. I mean, it just looks homey.
we want it to feel more comfortable. We don't want them to feel like you're sticking your dog in a cage. We do have traditional options as well, and I will certainly show you those. Because some people, they want their dog to be able to see another dog. Or they may feel like, look, this is my dog, and I'm glad that he's playing all day, but he doesn't need anything so fancy.
Right.
Or maybe even for a puppy who might be a little destructive, a traditional enclosure might be the better option.
Right? Yeah,
No,
you're not
you're
destructive.
perfect, right? Perfect puppy. Okay, let's go check out our small dog area. So, Lolita is in with our small dog. There is a old golden retriever in here because he is partners with a smaller dog in here, and they like to stay together. And sometimes when you have an older dog, it's pretty benign. He's not really doing much except wanting to hang out with his buddy.
Yeah.
And so, would you mind opening that door so that they can go outside and play?
I've seen you before when I've been here. I've seen you. You're so cute.
Especially on a lovely day like today, we want to let them go out. Come on. One of the things we did when we built this building, we worked on airflow and making sure we have air changing constantly because of the dogs and the health of the dogs. Biscuit has been coming to Lakewood and then her family moved east, and we were so excited to bring. Come on. We really try to meet the needs of all of our clients, and clients have different preferences, as I mentioned, and dogs have different preferences. Let's come through here. So these are our traditional boarding options. And so, for example, well, this is a dog that's waiting to get groomed, so that might be a good place just to kind of stay for 15 minutes or so until she's ready to put the puppy in the bathtub or get the dog trimmed. And then sometimes we have dogs that are boarding. As you can see, that dog is actually out playing.
And I like that you have the special rules or, you know, requests from families.
Right, and that's been very helpful with communication. So, you know, we're always looking at ways to communicate with our staff, especially you know, it's helpful. You know, if I know a dog needs medication, we do use med charts, we do have different eating charts and everything in their kennels, but we want to make sure that our staff is very aware that that dog needs its collar taken off at night. So, we want to communicate. If you'd like to communicate, I will.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, okay. Go down. Are you swimming? Are you a swimmer? I know. So, this is our Rowdy Rover area.
I can see that.
And sometimes we just want to break up our different playgroups. We want to, you know, we have different personalities that might jive a little better than others. Sometimes we have a couple of wild kids and we want to let them really play hard. So we really want, like I said, to break up our play styles. We want dogs to have fun here.
Yeah.
And sometimes, just like people, there's personality conflicts. So
Sure.
we're always trying to make this, you know, give our staff and our clients options for play.
Look at you. They are so cute.
I know. How cute is he? I know.
See, everybody loves you.
Everybody loves
You're
a little Yeti.
You're the cutie.
Yeti.
Actually introducing a new dog, that's why we have a
Oh,
smaller.
see? So that's a perfect example.
That's him.
So we have a trial dog in here. We want to start with a smaller group. So probably with Haley, we started off with 1 or 2. Obviously, this is a medium to large size dog. We're not going to start him off. His name's Loki. He came in today. It's a trial. We want him to be successful. We want to introduce him to a male dog and a female dog and a different play style. And we want to, as I said, we want to see his reaction. We want him to start to engage in play. We don't want to overwhelm him. We want this to be fun. So
Wonderful.
So this is something that my staff is doing. This is an example of an obedience skill. It's called a gate boundary. And your double gate is where all your dogs are going to come in during the day. And we want to own this space. We want to be benevolent leaders in this area. So we want our staff to be able to, you know, again, hold that space, have dogs come in safely and in control so that, you know, again, and we want to praise them as they're doing it. So we do use basic obedience skills, and this is the perfect example of being a benevolent leader in the room and owning the room.
Well, look at them all sitting there. Wow, they were just all jumping around 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now they're all sitting there. Ladies and gentlemen.
And this is JC. Jace, you want to say hi? Jace is the GM here. We mentioned her earlier. And she's really the face of our minor business. I couldn't do it without her and the rest of the team.
Well, this has been so informative and wonderful. Thank you for having us in.
Would you like to see the pet spa real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This has probably been our most fun one, huh? Because we get to see all the puppies.
And you get to hold a
I know. I'm loving it. I'll get my puppy fix for the day.
Next, Suzu's getting next. I know you're on the list. Marley. That's okay. He's so cute. I know. Come on out. So, right now, Lindsay, I'm gonna come in real quick. I know that he's in the middle of a groom, but this is Lindsay, and this is our pet spa. And right now, she has a very fluffy collie on the table. But we do groom 5 days a week by appointment. We can often handle a walk-in nail trim or something like that for people. But Lindsay is here to, do the haircuts.
Very
Yes.
Hello.
Lindsay, you're covered with a lot of doggy hair there.
She had a lot of undercoat they had to come out. You should have seen it before I vacuumed.
You're a beauty.
It looked like a
Yeah.
blizzard.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looked like it was snowing.
Yes. And we have a lot more to do. So.
Yeah, she's a lot of work. She's
Yeah.
so good and patient for it.
Oh, that's good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell us real quick, what's your Facebook page?
InTheDoghouse.com. INN, thedoghouse.com. Yes.
Wonderful. And if they have any questions, they can contact you or your staff. And
Absolutely.
by phone or
By
email.
phone, and in Menor, our number is 440-527-8036. Please call us. We're happy to answer any questions or to schedule a trial day.
And if you forget the name or phone number, just call us at the Menor Chamber. We'll be happy. In the Doghouse is one of our members, and so we'll be happy to refer. And thank you for being with us, and thank you for being a Menor Chamber member.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Betty.
you for interviewing me today.
You are such
And
a
Yeti.
gentleman. Thank you.
Oh.